An additional really interesting finding is that the lack of sympathetic tone, which is how much stress response goes directly into the stimulation of the ovaries at the right time, ruins the amount of stimulation to the pocket in the ovary where the follicles grow. And they're not spaced out evenly. So the belief was that it would be like for the longest period of time that the strongest egg was the one that would be the best to choose. But if even embryologists study this, you have a grade A egg that doesn't get pregnant and has a perfect sperm and the immunocompatibility is not there, meaning the egg doesn't choose the sperm even though the egg looks perfect and the sperm's high quality. How could that happen? And then you have a C grade egg that impregnates immediately with like mediocre sperm quality. The answer is that what we graded as high quality, it was just simply misunderstood. Actually, the follicles that grow in a space of a group of follicles, and it doesn't matter if the biggest one doesn't always win. It's just the one that grows in the best spatial relationship with the best pocket that gets the most nutrients. And in this study, they found that aging ovaries didn't matter as much as ovaries that were sympathetically or neurologically overstimulated. And when that tone of the nervous regulation of the tissue wasn't appropriate, and those ovaries actually aged rapidly. And so it wasn't about biological age, it was about age related to how much stress the actual tissue was under, and the matrix, or like the goo that everything sits in around the ovary and the follicle that it grows in. If that matrix was flooded with inflammatory molecules or too much molecules of epinephrine or adrenaline from the nervous stimulation, less follicles grew. Even really healthy follicles never made it to maturation and then never were released at the right time. And so what this means is, why this is so important is, you can have excellent egg quality, normal AMH, maybe even low AMH, and be told that you have very low egg reserve or low egg quality, and it's simply not true. It's just that the nervous stimulation to that tissue is problematic. And this is probably what I've been seeing when I've been treating cortisol in the second half of cycles for the last decade, and how that's been boosting fertility rates and also keeping earlier pregnancies where those women had histories of miscarriage. For now, in retrospect, I don't think it was that I was doing anything to the egg quality. I was just quieting the sympathetic nervous system from overstimulating it. So the beauty is that over many months, maybe I was increasing the egg quality, but a lot of the couples that were conceiving before 2 months of treatment, which is the average patient who's coming in to conceive naturally, even when they've had PCOS and or known low AMH, it doesn't explain how I've had such good fertility success rates with that, because that's not enough time for the egg quality to substantially change. What I must have been changing around that time was just sympathetic tone. And that's exciting because that's like very doable. And there's so many different methods you could use to actually do that from home with supplements. And then of course, in my case, with acupuncture and stim.